Okay, hello. So today we're going to be building this auto email responder. Basically, you get an email, it will receive the email here. It will categorize the email so that it knows whether it's like maybe it's a person asking for a refund, or it's somebody who's struggling to log into the platform you sold them, or it's product feedback, whatever. We'll then generate a response and send the email. Now, down here, I have a way for you to give your company documentation to the AI to be able to use it. So, for example, if you have like your product information, you like the prices, the price plans, just so that the email is always accurate and based on your real data, there's a way to do that here. And there's a way for you to test out how accurate it is before you launch it. Now, this entire workflow is in the description. So when you open the link in the description, you're gonna see something like this, right? This is what's gonna happen. Now, what you just have to do is hit the download button here, and it can download it. All right, so call it email responder. Okay, now I have that. Now I'll show you how to set up the whole thing once you've downloaded it. So the link is in the description, download it, and then come back, and I'll show you how to set it up. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get into N8N. And so when you go here, you can sign in, or if you want, you can click get started. If you don't have an account already, you just need to make one. And when you make one, you'll end up at a dashboard like this. You can call your instance whatever you want. Mine is just called Vibe. And then you have 14 days free. You get 14 days for free of N8N. So that's what you can use to build this entire workflow. Okay. So now I'll press open instance, and obviously you won't have all these workflows because you won't have any if you've not built any so far. And what you just need to do is press create workflow. Now you can just drag and drop that initial file that you downloaded, or you can go here and do import from file and then pick that one. So you see you end up with this is what you will get when you download and upload the file to N8N. So now we'll go through how to set it up. So I have already pinned some test data here for us to be able to use, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let me open my Gmail. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and send the email. I'll say stuck order. Order number is 346. Last week, but it hasn't arrived yet. The tracking shows it's been stuck in transit for, let's say, 5 days. Can we figure out what's going on? Let me figure out what's going on and what action I need to take. Okay. So I'm not sending this email yet. I'll go here and I'm just going to run the workflow. So I'll send this. Okay. And so now if I open my email, my main email. So here it is, as you can see. I ordered a product last week and whatever. Now the flow would run automatically, but because it's not live right now, and I'll show you how to make it live, it's gonna run manually. But in the next couple of minutes, I should receive a reply. You see there's a reply. Hey, Aris, that's frustrating. Let me dig into this for you. I'm also sending you a 15% credit for your next product. So like get the whole reply and best your name. So obviously this part, I'll show you how to actually get it to say your name and show you how to reference the person who's emailed you. So the best way I think is to just go with the first name. So it's sent from Aris Sargent, so that's why it's found as the name here. That's just because those are the only two emails I actually have. But yeah. Okay. So right out of the box, it's running. Okay, but the reason is because I have credentials already set up. I'm going to show you how to set them up right now. Okay. So you import the file. It looks like this. Open the Gmail trigger, Gmail account. Okay, you won't have these. So let's press create new credential. And you'll go sign in with Google. It'll give you all of these. I'll pick this one. I don't have a credential for this account. You turn on this. I want to allow ongoing access. And then do select all. What email was this? I'm just gonna copy that so I can rename the credential. Press continue. Connection successful. I'm gonna rename this to this so I know what credential it is. Now you have your email. No, I don't have that email right now, so I'm just gonna go back to using my main Gmail account, which is this one. Okay. Now you can pick here which ones you want to watch. I'm only watching inbox because I don't want to watch spam. I don't want to watch trash. I don't want to watch any of these. I only reply to emails that get into my inbox. So you can obviously pick the ones that you want to watch to reply to. Now that Gmail node, you come to the end here and you will be able to select it. You see how now it's here, right? So you're able to select it. All right, perfect. Okay. The next step, probably by far the most important, is the examples. So if you go look here, we have get examples for each, and I've put here add your real email replies. So you look at this name, example incoming email. So I put an example email here, right? And then I put my response to that email is this, which is actually what it sent. And you need to like label. I've already pre-labeled it, so put customer support, whatever. If you have customer support, then just use this as customer support. If you want to replace it, go ahead and replace it, right? So that's customer support. This is another version of customer support. Refund request. Okay. My response to the refund request. So here where it says your name, I'm gonna put Aris, right? So okay, here we have a different one. Subject. I run a marketing agency and I could be interested in using whatever. This is called partnership inquiry. So I have partnership inquiry, example of an incoming email. So go to your Gmail and get it. Example of response. So how would you want the AI to mimic your voice? How would you respond to it? Tone notes. Be specific about what you want the AI to sound like, right? So I've put friendly but protective of time, direct about process, and ask for specific first. So we have the category, we have an input example of what an email would sound like, we have an output example of what we would send an email to reply to that input email, and then we have tone notes, so what do we want to sound like? It's just personally how I like to sound, so I've written it in that way. Okay. Now here, if you don't want to change your name in all of these, so you go here, click on response agent, open this up, and then I'll say where it says include their national sign off, their name, ours. Okay? Just like that. Just so now all the emails will have it. Cool. Okay. The two more things we need to set up to make sure this workflow runs perfectly. One is your pick your LLM. I'm using Gemini and ChatGPT. Gemini is the main model. When you open this, you'll see model Gemini. Fallback model is ChatGPT. So if Gemini bugs or my API credits finish, it'll use OpenAI as a backup. This is very good. You want to use this flow in your real business, and let's say your credits run out for some reason, you don't want to have to worry, right? So you have a backup model. Now, I would also recommend that you set up your API credentials. So for Gemini, would be a bit different than OpenAI. I'll show you how to do it for ChatGPT because it's very likely that you only need one of them. So to set up this, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to OpenAI billing, okay? So let me show you how to do platform.openai.com. You'll end up here. We can just search for API keys, okay? Now, I have a lot of API keys. I'm going to show you how to get your first API key, which is a free one you get from OpenAI. So you go to API keys and you will get your test key when you make an account. Okay, you'll get a test key when you make an account. And then you get like I think $5 of free credits to just test everything out. When you want to reimburse that, you go to billing and you go to add credit balance and you can pick how much you want to add. So get this. Then go to API keys and then press create new secret key. I'll call this YouTube id underscore 0606. Default project, create new secret key. Okay? Now I'm gonna copy this key. I'm gonna go back to NNN. I'm gonna press create new credential. I'm gonna paste in the API key. This was called YouTube 0606. You don't have to do this. This is just so I know which key is what, right? And I don't want to mix them up. Save. Awesome. If you have no money, this will not work. Okay. Now you want to use that same one for this other one here. Now here's the cool thing. Let's say you don't want to bother getting Gemini credits. Here's what you do. Delete this. Delete this. Go here. 3 dots. Duplicate. This one that was on Gemini, bring it in here. Bring it back up here. That's it. It will still run exactly the same. Come here. Again, delete Gemini. Go here. Duplicate. Connect it. If there was no GPT and you want to use GPT, you press the plus, search OpenAI chat model. Here we have it. And you can see I can pick my credential. I can pick a model. I want to pick, let's say I want to use 4.1 because it's quite good at writing. So seems like it'd be useful. And just like that, you have pretty much set up all your credentials. Okay, the last one, the last part, very important part. So far, you have your examples, so the AI can sound like you. You have your API key set up and your email set up. Okay, we'll go over now what this middle part here does. So this will just categorize the email. I personally have 5 categories of emails that I get on a day-to-day basis. Okay? And those are customer support, partnership inquiry, sales inquiry, networking, or feedback complaint. Now notice that those are the same 5 that are here. Okay, customer support is twice, but it's the same 5 that are here. So name them here under category and use that same name in the system prompt here. You just come in here and replace these with the ones that you actually have. Okay? All right. Now, the final part of this. So, let's say you have a company doc, okay? Now, I personally, I'll be honest, this is a template one. But basically, if you have it in Google Docs already, I'll show you the first way, which is very fast, and I'll show you a second way, which is if you have AI do it for you, how you can still get it into what's called a Pinecone vector store. So first, go to Pinecone. Okay, we're on Pinecone now. You can continue however you want. I'm just gonna continue with Google. Pick my main email account. Continue. Okay. You might not have any indexes. All right, that's fine. Don't worry about that. But we will need to create one specifically for this, right? So I'll need to delete one because I have 5 and on the free plan 5 is the limit. So I'll just delete this one. Okay, so now I'll show you how to make a new one. Go to create index. I'm going to call this email auto responder. Now, since you just made your OpenAI account, we can actually use OpenAI to do this. You pick text embedding 3 small, it's very cheap. Okay, the dimensions will do 1536. and leave this the same. Okay, now this is all pretty normal stuff. All right, press create index. This is really only a one-time thing, so you don't need to worry too much about it. Okay. Now there's no records because there's nothing in the vector database. So now go to API keys, add an API key, create key, copy the key, go here, open this, press create new credential, paste in the API key. I'll rename this, press save, connection successful. Perfect. Now you can see I can come here and I can choose email autoresponder. And now we're going to go over how to actually take this document, put it in the vector store, put it in the vector store so that the AI can reference it when it replies to emails. So first, get rid of this simple vector store because there's no point in us having them both. And go here. You can pretty much just like highlight these three, Control C, Control V, paste it, bring it down here. Okay, connect this node here. Delete this and bring that one into there. Now we'll go here and remove all that. Go to your actual, again, this is if you have this. If you don't have this, I'm going to show you a different way to do it. But assuming you have this, grab the ID, which is this middle part here, Control C, go here, paste it in. Okay, now I'm going to delete this really quickly so you can see if I press execute workflow, it downloads the file. So it's downloaded my AI content example. It has the file. Now I'll connect this to the Pinecone search vector store. Now you click on it, you can now see the data. So you can see if I don't have that connected, no data. I connect it, data, dimensions, default data loader. Make sure you pick binary and then pick docs and leave it as simple. And then use docs because we're using docs. Now if I go reload this page now, you see we have some records. Okay, so what good is all of that? I'm going to show you really quickly. So I'll go here to go to this side, click the response agent, and you can read what it is. I've just given it a simple job of an FAQ bot, kind, warm, intelligent, and able to retrieve correct info from your vector store. Use the vector store tool. Okay, so where is that tool? Let's build it now. Press the plus, and now go to search Pinecone vector store. Pick that. We'll say here retrieve answers to FAQs. The email autoresponder index, I'll say give me 5 results. Embeddings, we'll go to OpenAI. Text embedding 3 small. Okay, now you have this, which wasn't there before, and you've built it in, which is really good. So now I'll show you something cool. I'll open the chat. I'm gonna just simply say hi. I know it's taking a minute, but I'll show you something cool. If I delete that Gemini model, and let's say I use another OpenAI model, I'll just have to connect it there, and I can save this and say, okay, thanks, what are the pricing plans? And as you see, I've severely misspelled a lot of stuff there. But it should still be able to tell me what the pricing plans are. That what are the ones that Acme offers? Starter plan. When I search starter, they have a starter plan. It's $4.99 a month. They have a growth plan for $14.99. Is that here? Yep, 14.99. So you can see it's gotten like real info from your actual data store. Okay, that's really important. Now that you have that working functionally, come here, delete this entire vector store, copy these two, press Control C and then Control V, and bring it up to here. Okay, and connect it as a tool. Now your email agent will have access to your document here. Now, if for example, maybe you have it in Markdown, okay, like you have it written in Notion or something, and it's like this. You can come in this node here, go here, change this stuff, right? Change the stuff here, paste in what you have in Notion over here. So I'll connect this here, for example. So this is the same whatever is here, right? But like if you have this, maybe you don't have it in a document and you have it in Markdown. So let me just actually go here and delete this namespace, which is the information that we had here. Now you can see there's no records. Okay? So you go here, you paste it. Now click on this and press P. Click this, press P, press P, press P, press P. Go here. You want to put your Google Drive credential in this one, okay? And the same one that you used here, okay? Now, if you have it in Markdown and you have it there, we'll go here, default data loader, put this to binary, load all input data, and we'll go docs, okay? Now, let me show you something quite cool. If I go here to my documents and I delete this one, which is the main one that we have, I'll remove it, move to trash. And here I have all of my company Notion data. I've exported it as Markdown and I've pasted it here. Okay, and now it's no longer here. I execute this flow. All right, two things will happen. One, my AI content example gets added back. Here it is. Two, my vector database gets repopulated. So if you have Markdown data, use the first flow. If you have already a Google Doc, use the second flow. And then here we have just a thing for you to really just play around with, for example. Okay. So now I will remove that and I will remove this. And now we will do a real test. So we'll go here. I'll press publish. You just go ahead and do the same thing. Press publish. Okay, that's fine. Now I'll go here. I'll compose a new email. I'll say coffee chat question mark. Go here. I'll say, hey, I'm also in this and I saw this, whatever. Alex. Now I'm going to just say my name is Ars. Now, obviously, the email comes back. It's going to say, hey, Ars, and it's also going to be signed off by Ars because the email is this. But, you know, in the real situation, when you have email that's not two emails are the same, it obviously won't be the same. So now that this is live, I don't have to come here and press execute workflow. I don't have to do anything. I can just let it be. Here's where you can see all of the previous executions, right? But I don't gotta do anything. We can simply go here and we can just send off the email. Okay, so let's just send it. Okay, now it's been sent. And while we're waiting, I'm gonna just prep another one. Just for example, I'm gonna say pricing plan. And I'm gonna say, saw your website, loved the concept. Love the concept. Could you send, okay, I'll say, could you send me a quick summary of your pricing options? Best R's. Okay. And we'll just have that in drafts for once we get an email back so we can see. Now, if you want to see the execution, you can go here and press executions. and you'll see that there's one currently running, this one, and we did not, no one triggered this, right? It's just because we sent an email, so that's why it gets auto triggered. And you can see now it's done. And I'll say here, hey artists, always happy to chat with fellow SaaS folks. Customer retention is basically my obsession these days. I could talk about it for hours. Fair warning though, okay, let me know when we will make it happen. Great. I'll send over this one now. Okay, and I'll go here and you'll see that it might not be running immediately right now, but it checks every minute. So at the next minute, it will have a new one and we'll get another response. And this one I've asked for pricing information. So let's see if the email agent can actually check the document for proper pricing info. Oh, we even missed it. It's already succeeded, so I should have an email. Yeah. Appreciate you reaching out. Glad to hear you love the concept. Rather than hitting you generic pricing sheet, I'd love to understand your specific use case first. Pricing varies quite a bit based on number of active users versus seats, integration, whatever, whatever. Could you give me a quick rundown of, and I'll put together a custom proposal that actually makes sense when you instead of having a quick pricing. Wow, that's impressive. I wanted to see if it would get the actual pricing info, but it's actually now using the way I actually really respond instead of just going and generically checking this. But you can always mess around with it however you want to get it to sound like you and do what you would do. If you're more of a direct person and you're like someone asks for price, just give them all the pricing info. Then you just have to go into the example that you use for that and in there put an example of a real email you've really sent to somebody where you've just pretty much had the pricing info. And this one will obviously not just assume and it will check this thing, which we proved through our chat. So this Pinecone vector store is the same one as here. So we know it works. All right, cool. That's how you the email respond that responds in your voice. And I will see you in the next one.